Hi everyone, this video explains you on how to automate a web application using coded UI. I will be explaining you in complete descriptive programming, means I won't do any record and playback, I will do complete hand coding. Okay, first I have taken a test case like I need to launch www.math.com in Internet Explorer. This is my first step. Coming to second step, I need to click on characters and tools, image. How I know these characters and tools and image, I will be explaining you. After clicking calculators and tools and image, I need to click on square root hyperlink. As I already said, how I will be knowing that square root is a hyperlink, I will be explaining you. And in number 8 box, I need to enter a value 4. I need to click on calculate button and I need to validate the result which came here. Okay, the same steps are mentioned here in the Excel sheet also. There are 6 steps where I need to launch math.com in Internet Explorer. Click on calculators and tools and image. Click on square root hyperlink. Then enter number 4. Click on calculate button and validate the answer. This is my test case. And how to automate this using coded UI, I will be explaining you. Here I am creating a new project and I will select the template as test under Visual C#. Why? Because we are automating here using C# coding. So under C# I will be selecting test. If you people are familiar with VB or Visual C++, you can select that template and test under Visual Basic. Here I'm automating, I'm writing my script in C#, so I will be selecting the test under C#. And under test there are 3 projects: coded UI, unit test and performance. Here we are working on coded UI, so I will be selecting coded UI project and I'm naming the project as like first program. Okay, if you want you can browse where the project should reside. Click OK. So my new project, coded UI project, will be created. Okay, to create this project, Microsoft uses some references libraries. Okay, where I will be explaining you. The first project is getting created. Yes, if you see here, the first project has been created with some references, and by default one coded UI test1.cs file has been created. Okay, here under coded UI test1.cs there is by default one test method will be created. Here what is the test method? One test method is equal to one test case, simply. Okay, here I'm having one test case which I already mentioned. So this test case I will have to automate in this test method. Okay, so I'm renaming the test method name as math test method. Okay, as I already said, one test method is equal to one test case. Okay, so first I need to launch Internet Explorer with math.com. Okay, so there is a class called browser window and I need to set my current browser as IE. In my further classes I will be explaining you how to work on Chrome and Firefox. Okay, here one more thing. By default the current browser has been set to IE. This intentionally, this current browser to IE, it is not required. But in future, if you are planning to work on Chrome or Firefox, then this statement can be added. Okay, so instead of adding at the time, here itself we can set the current browser to IE. Okay, so next I need to launch the browser with math.com. So browser window dot launch is the method to launch the math application. Math.com. After launching math.com, I'm creating an object of browser window type like math.com, and I'm assigning that math.com to math. Means in future, wherever math.com is required, instead of math.com, I will mention just math. Means the instance of math.com is assigned to math of browser window. Okay, yeah, my first step is completed. What is my first step is like launch math.com in Internet Explorer. Okay, I have set my current browser as Internet Explorer. Again, I'm saying which is not required. By default, CodeEdui will play back on Internet Explorer. Why I mentioned this step is like in future, if you want to work on Chrome or Firefox, then you can mention it current browser as Chrome or Firefox. So instead of adding there, here it's I'm adding this statement. Okay, and I'm launching math.com and I'm assigning that instance into math. Okay, my first step is done. Second step is click on calculators and tools and image. Okay, here before going to that step, I have to inform you one thing like in C sharp, each and every control like here homework, help, practice, tutoring, calculators and tools, each and every control will be mentioned as object. So we need to create an object for each and every control what are all we are working. Okay, so here this calculators and tools and image is a control where we need to create an object. Okay, we can create an object. For which one we need to create an object? For class we need to create an object. Okay, for what class we need to create an object? To know that one, right click inside the test method, go to generate code of CodeEdui test, use CodeEdui test builder, open this one. This test builder is an internal tool in Visual Studio or CodeEdui which is used to spy the control information. Spy the control information means I need to create an object for this control, means I need to know what is the class name, what are the properties assigned to this control. Okay, there is an option called Crosshair, third option. There are four options: show recorded steps and generate code, which I will be explaining later. Right now, this Crosshair is important for this test case to know the properties of that control. Just click on the crosshair, don't release the button, and place the cursor onto calculators and tools object. See here a new dialog box or a window is opened with all the property information of this particular control. Okay, simply to create an object for these calculators and tools, we have to know what is the class name. To know the class name, simply add technology name plus control type. Technology name is web and control type is image. So my class name will be web means HTML, control type is image, right? So HTML image. My class name is HTML image. Simple. Once again I'm repeating. How I know this control is an image? See, if you spy this one, how to spy that one? Just click on crosshair, place your cursor on that particular control. Okay, all the properties for the control will be visible. Here there is a control type property and the value is image. So this calculators and tools is an image. Okay, I need to create an object for this one. To create an object, we need to know what is the class name. So to know the class name, technology name plus control type. Technology web means HTML. Control type is image. So my class name is HTML image. Okay, so my class name is HTML image. Here I can't able to get the HTML image. So for that one, I need to add the namespace, which is called HTML controls. This is a namespace which already Microsoft has been scripted, and we can use that namespace to create an object for that particular class. Okay, HTML image. If you see here, the HTML image is been came now. Okay, and what I need to create an object for that HTML image class. Calculator and tools image equal to new. I think if you don't know how to create an object, go to C# and just get to know how to create an object for that particular class. Okay, yeah, I have created an object for HTML image, but here some questions can arise. Here calculators and tools and image we have created an object, but in this page itself there can be another image with the same properties. So same properties or different properties. So what I need to do is, for this control, I need to assign these properties. Means it will intend to that the calculators and tools object will be created with these particular properties. If another control is also there with the same name, but the properties will be different. So what I'm doing here is I have created an object called characters and tools and image, and I'm assigning these properties to this particular object. Why this is? Because we are separating this object with another objects. There can be another calculators and tools image with different properties, but still I need to I'm creating an object for this one, assigning these properties to this object. Okay, so now how to assign that properties is calculators and tools and image dot search properties dot add. This is the syntax which we need to follow. Okay, if you ask me how you have created an object like this, means it's a syntax to create an object. This is the syntax we need to follow. In the same manner, to this object, if we need to add the properties, this is the syntax. Okay, here add all the search properties. Here there are tag name, art, control type and technology name. Here there are 4 search properties. If you see here, this is the search and these are all the search properties. So add all the search properties. Here first parameter should be the property name and the second parameter should be the property value. Dot search properties dot add. As I already told, we need to add all the properties. So my second property is alt and put the value in the second parameter. Here control type and technology name is not required. Why? Because here intentionally we are mentioning it as HTML image, means HTML means web and control type is image. So the object which is created is of class HTML image, means which control type and technology name is already mentioned. So control type and technology name is not required. Okay. Now we need to click on that control calculators and tools. Means I have created an object for these calculators and tools and I have assigned the properties to calculators and tools object. Now I need to click on that character details and tools. It's simple. There is a class called mouse and there is a method called click. In that method, pass the object calculators and tools image. Okay, means mouse dot click, where it will perform the click operation on calculators and tools object. So remember here, for each and every control, first step is create object, then assign properties and perform action. These three steps are common for each and every control. Okay, my second step is also completed. Clicking on characters and tools image is also completed. So after clicking on characters and tools image, it will navigate to this particular page. Now I need to click on square root. To do that one, same, all the three steps should be followed. What is my first step? To create an to perform that action, first we need to spy the control to get the properties and to get the to get the class, to get the class technology name plus control type. Technology name is web, means HTML. Control type hyperlink. So my class will be HTML hyperlink. So HTML hyperlink. So object for that one is I am giving name as square root hyperlink. Give some reasonable name to understand. Hyperlink. Yeah, creation of the object is completed. And to assign the properties, square root hyperlink dot search properties dot add. Two parameters should be there. First parameter should be property name and my second parameter should be value. In the same way, add, as I already mentioned, all the search properties should be added. And control type and technology name is not required. Why? Because the class name itself intentionally mentions the control type and technology name. And my third step is perform the action. Action perform is click. So same, mouse dot click, where I need to click on square root hyperlink. Okay, and here I forgot one step, like this is called the constructor, and in the constructor pass the instance math. Why? Because what is the meaning of providing the instance of the browser window is the calculators and tools image parent control is math, means math.com contains the control or the object calculators and tools image. In the same way, square root hyperlink, where this control exists is in math, which is called math.com. Okay, my second step is also done. Third step. And after clicking on square root, I need to enter the value 4 in this particular control. To do that one, same, spy the control, get the class name. What is the class name? Technology name plus control type, HTML edit. So my class name will be HTML edit. Okay, and number edit. This is my object, new HTML edit. Here I need to pass math. Why? Because that is my parent. Second step is assigning properties. Number edit dot search properties dot add, get the tag name and input value. Tag name. Make sure that these properties and the values should exactly match. Why? Because if any of the property is missing, so the object which you have created will not work. Means what I'm doing here is I'm creating an object with assigning all these properties. If any one of the property is not matching, so it is no use of creating this object. Means the action which we are doing below will not perform on this object. It will say that the object with the properties which you have assigned is not matching. So to do that one, make sure all the properties and property values should match. Here my second property is type. If you see here, there is another property called name. Yes. So two steps has been done. Created an object, assigned properties. Now I need to perform the action. Here I should not click on the object. I have to enter the value 4. Okay. So now if I spy the control, the text value is empty. Okay. If I enter value 4 and if I spy the control, the text value is 4. If you see here, means what I need to do is number edit dot text value I should set to 4. Simple, right? Here the text value after entering the 4 and if I spy the control, the text value is 4. In the same way, if I enter some 64 and if I spy the control, the text value is 64. Means I need to set this control's text value to 4. That's what I have done. Okay, and at last I need to click on calculate button. Okay, if you see here, technology name plus control type HTML button. So my class name will be HTML button, where calculate btn, give the reasonable name, new HTML button, and my parent should be math. Calculate button, add the properties. See, if you create one object and it is same, you need to repeat for each and every control. The syntax is same. You need to know what is the class name and what are the properties. That's it. You know simply by just checking with the technology name and control type what is the class name. No need to confuse on that also. Here additionally display text is also there. This, my suggestion is like use all the search properties. Here it's a wrong display text. As I already told that the property name and value all should be the same. And last is name and button. Name and button. Yes, my two steps are done. What? Creating an object and assigning the properties. I need to perform the click operation. Mouse dot click. Same, where I need to click on calculate button. Simple. Okay, all my steps except validating the answer, remaining all are completed. See here, it's a simple. Creating an object is simple. assigning the properties is also simple, but what you need to know is how to know what is the class and how to perform the action. Okay, so and my last step is I need to get the value from square root after entering 4 and clicking calculate. Validate this answer is correct or not. To validate that answer, you should know what is the expected value. String expected value. My expected value should be 2. Okay, see, anyways, I will be explaining validations, means assertions, in my later classes. To know a simple information, to validate something, there should be two values, expected and actual value. Expected value should be known by a tester. Actual value will always come from application. So my expected value should be 2. And to know the actual value should come from application, from this control. So we need to create an object for this one also, for this control also. So my class name will be HTML edit. If you see here, technology name plus control type, and answer edit equal to new HTML edit, and my parent will be same math, and you need to assign the properties. Okay, tag name is input and type is single line, and name is answer. Name is answer. Okay, so here I have created an object and assigned the properties to that object, and here no need to perform the action. Why? Because we need to get the value from this object. So my actual value, instead of actual value, answer edit dot text. If you remember, answer edit dot text means the value which is in the edit box. So I'm getting the value into a string called actual value. Okay, here what I'm doing is I'm getting the text value of this object. After clicking calculate and button, some value will come into answer edit. I'm getting the text value to assigning the text value to actual value. So now there is a method called asset, there is a class called asset, and there is a method called r=, which compares both expected value and actual value. In my later classes I will explain you in detail regarding this assertions. If you see here, it will verifies the two specified objects are equal. Here expected and actual. Here my expected is expected value and actual value, comma, this string message is displays a message if the assertion fails. If both the values are not matching, then the assertion will fail and it will gives this message: values are not matching. Okay, now my test case has been completed. Okay, I'm executing, I'm building the solution. If you build the solution, the Visual Studio will give any errors are available, errors are there in my test case or not. Here 1 succeeded 0 failed means there are no errors. And the test method, one more feature is called Text Explorer in Coded UI, which shows all the test methods in the solution or in the project. Here we are having only one test method which we have created, math test method. So only one test method is visible. To execute this particular test method, there are two ways. Right click on inside the test method and run test, or select this particular test method and right click and run selected. Okay, and I'm executing the test method. My first step is math.com is launched in Internet Explorer. My coded UI will wait till all the controls loads. Control has clicked on characters and tools image. And it clicked on calculate square root calculator, and now the value 4 will be entered into that particular number edit box. Yes, and it clicked on calculate button, and it has taken the value and it will be validated. If you see here, the test case is passed. Why? Because my expected value should be 2 and the value which came is 2. So this is my positive test case. In the same way, I will be verifying with negative test case, like my expected should be 4 and I'm executing my test method. Math.com is launched in Internet Explorer. It clicks on calculators and tools image, then square root hyperlink will be clicked. Yes, now a 4 number 4 will be entered into that edit box and calculate button will be clicked. Now the value will come here 2, which is an actual value, but our value should come as 4, which won't matches. Then my test case will fail. If you see here, my test case will fail. Why? Because my expected value should be 4, but actually value came as 2. So values are not matching. This is the string which we have given here, which shows when expected value and actual value doesn't matches. Okay. Here one more thing, like whenever the test case execution completed, okay, my application under test is getting closed. Please do subscribe my channel, Vardhan Automation Testing, for further videos. Thank you.